This is redalertpolitics.com, and it says Venezuela doesn't have the money to print new money. Let me read that again. Venezuela doesn't have the money to print new money. What Venezuela is experiencing right now is the same thing that the Weimar Republic before Adolf Schicklgruber, better known as Adolf Hitler, came into power. They had a thing called hyperinflation, where prices just went up so quick that you can go get a loaf of bread at $20, then come back the next day or the next 2 days and get the loaf of bread, and it might be $200. You know? You go into restaurants, which that's happening right now in Venezuela, where they have the menus in a restaurant and they'll have the prices like a separate piece of paper with the prices of a steak dinner or whatever you're going to eat, and then the next day the prices go up. So that's what happened during the time of the Weimar Republic. When the Weimar Republic, when the Weimar Deutschmark experienced hyperinflation, right? It says, let me read that again. It says Venezuela doesn't have the money to print new money. It says the sad force of the Venezuelan economy has peaked as the government has run out of money to pay for its money. Venezuela is scrambling to print new bills fast enough to keep up with the torrid pace of price increases. That's called hyperinflation. Most of the cash, which a nigga don't even know about, most of the cash, like nearly everything else, is in the oil exporting country. See that people been paying $2 and under $2 for gas for the last 6 months, 9 months, or whatever. And we over here, we're happy about it. But you know what? It affects in a negative way those oil producing countries. Yep. See? Because they're used to living a certain lifestyle, right? It says, let me read it again. The sad farce of the Venezuelan economy has peaked as the government has run out of money to pay for its money. Venezuela is scrambling to print new bills fast enough to keep up with the torrid pace of price increases, which is inflation. Apostle Kabar, can you look up the word inflation? We know what it means, but we want to try to break it down to these coons out here. Most of the cash, like nearly everything else, is in the oil exporting country. OPEC, look up the word OPEC when y'all got a chance, is imported. And with hard currency reserves sinking to critically low levels, the central bank is doling out payments so slowly to foreign providers that they are foregoing future business. Bloomberg reported. So this is from a Bloomberg report. I don't got to read no more, but like I said, the name of this, a matter of fact, I'm going to favorite this. I'm going to favorite this bad boy. Red Alert Politics. And we started late today, so we're not going to go the full hour and a half, 2 hours, because we want to get down there to the speaking. Yeah. But during this week, the Most High willing, I'm going to do a lot of stuff this week on a lot of videos, and I'm pretty sure the high exalted great Apostle Gabar is going to and we having fun, man. We having fun. And the great and mighty Apostle and high what's your name, Mark? Hey, but anyway, we're gonna do videos, man. We have fun with this thing. We're gonna do videos on this because this is the thing. This is the topic. This is the hot topic, man. This is the thing to get into, man. The mark of the beast, because it's right around the corner. We have to get you mentally prepared for this, my man. You men out there, and you few sisters out there, that have a couple of brain cells left, all right? And this thing is going to get real, man. We're preparing you. It's about to come, man. Nate zombies are going to bug out. Johannes zombies are going to bug out. All these other Israelites are going to bug out. The black unconscious community are going to bug out. Shit's going to get real, man.
I got inflation. Yeah, the definition of inflation is the action of inflating something or the condition of being inflated, like a balloon. When you blow air into a balloon, the balloon itself is being inflated till it pops. A general increase.
You know, I'm glad you said that. Yeah. I'm glad you said like a balloon gets inflated until it pops.
Yeah.
So any government, any country that experiences inflation eventually is going to pop, right?
Under economics, it says a general increase in prices and fall in the purchasing value of money. So that's why the price increases, because the purchasing value falls. So as the purchasing value falls, the price increases.
And you know where that come from? That come from the government producing fiat money, which we call it fiat funny money. Meaning that there's a certain, let's say they put out a certain amount of dollars, let's say, FRN, Federal Reserve notes, and you put it out. Well, you get it through banks, and you say, let's say you want to buy a couch, or let's say you want to buy a couch set for $1,000. Let's say the government, through their fiat process, doubles the amount of dollars they put out in the system through banks. What's going to happen in a couple of months? That $1,000 couch set is going to be $2,000. Why? Because they doubled the printed money. Now it's not just printed money; it's money in on a computer, like your bank. They put extra zeros on it. Like if they give you a credit card, what they do is, let's say they give you a credit card with $2,000 on it. Where did that $2,000 come from? It came from out of thin air. What made it real was the fact that you signed off on it. And what happens is you get $2,000, you go out and buy something for $1,000. There's an interest rate to it. That's how they make their money. They eventually get their $1,000 back. It might take 6 months, it might take 2 years. But every time you go to pay the bill, there's an interest rate to that. So this is how they make their money. They get their money, they get their $1,000 back, and then they get their interest back. That's the real money. So that $2,000 credit card that they give you, the $2,000 came out of thin air. And see, like I said, you, Jake, still haven't woke up. You still haven't grown up. You don't know what the hell's going on. You don't know how the money system works. And the money system works the same all over the world, man. If you're not dealing with direct gold and silver, or if you're not dealing with a barter system, then you're dealing with a fiat money system. We're just trying to help. We're just trying to open your eyes, man. And here you are coming up against us. The true men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Hey, matter of fact, I'm gonna read something that Mike Gina wrote in this book. This is in chapter 7, the mark right around the corner. This is what he wrote. These are his words. Through the Spirit of the Most High, via the elders of GMS, the identity and breakdown of the mark of the beast has been deciphered and revealed. You know? But now he's talking shit about us. That's all right. Do your thing, cuz. This is Micah 6 and 10. Are there yet the treasures of wickedness in the house of the wicked, and the scant measure that is abominable? Now the scant measure, there's a precept there. It says measure of leanness. So pretty much that money that you're getting is not real money. You know, there's no substance to it. So it's leanness because there's nothing there. You know, that's why you have to bust your ass to keep paying, but you never get out that hole because you're trying to pay off a debt with a debt. And it doesn't work like that. You can't pay an IOU with an IOU. You got to have a substance to pay it off.
Well, no, you can't do it. You can get 10 or 20 credit cards. Let's say each card has 5,000 on it. You can live for a while. You can pay off. You can use one credit card to pay off another one, and pay off another one, and to pay off another one. But eventually, if you don't get no more credit cards, all that stuff runs out. And what the U.S. has been doing since really 33, they've been doing that. They've been using one credit card to pay off another one, so to speak. But eventually it catches up to you, man. All right? You have a thing called, you have a thing called a debt. The national debt, which is if it's not 20 trillion, it's damn near close to 20 trillion. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take a look at it, man. You don't know how money works, man. I'm talking about you Negroes out there. You lost blind souls.
Got an article for you from Fox News. It says, "Is there a microchip implant in your future?" Now, this is dated August 30th, 2014. It says, "You can inject one under your skin and no one will ever notice. Using short-range radio frequency identification, RFID signals, it can transmit your identity as you pass through a security checkpoint." And there was a video not too long ago where this guy had gotten this chip, and he was able to breeze right through airport security.
Yeah.
They figure since
That's why people are going to accept it, because it's
Yeah.
going to make life easier.
there's no need checking this guy. He has a chip.
Yep.
So he just breezed past all these people that were online waiting to get on the plane, and he just breezed right through it.
And people, they're going to want that same status.
Exactly. Using short-range radio frequency identification, RFID signals, it can transmit your identity as you pass through a security checkpoint or walk into a football stadium. Oh, man, they're going to love these football heads.
Yep.
Oh, they're going to love it, man. It can help you buy groceries at Walmart. Another thing, too, they'll have the terminals. You just scan the chip, you walk right through.
And that eliminates them long-ass lines, because even
Yeah.
though you may have a line, it'll go quick, because
Yeah.
all they got to do is swipe, and then everything is already done.
And more people are swayed by the idea of things happening quick.
Yep.
They want instant gratification. They want instant this, instant that. Why do you think people are so into the so-called health industry? Because they think if they have a disease, like say cancer, they can just pop a pill and the cancer will just go away. Instant gratification.
They think it's that easy.
Yeah. It can help you buy groceries at Walmart. In a worst-case scenario, if you are kidnapped in a foreign country, for example, it could save your life. So these are all the different scenarios they're going to use and examples they're going to use to show you why the chip is so elegant, why the chip is so convenient.
There you go.
And why the chip makes sense, why it makes sense for you to get this chip. The chip is the end all, to all your problems. Get this chip. That's it.
Yep. Yeah, so back in Micah 6 and 11, "Shall I count them pure with the wicked balances and with the bag of deceitful weights? For the rich men thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth. Therefore also will I make thee sick in smiting thee, in making thee desolate because of thy sins. Thou shalt eat, but not be satisfied, and thy casting down shall be in the midst of thee, and thou shalt take hold, but shalt not deliver. And that which thou deliverest will I give up to the sword. Thou shalt sow, but thou shalt not reap. Thou shalt tread the olives, but thou shalt not anoint thee with oil and sweet wine, but shalt not drink wine." So pretty much, everything that happened to Israel back then is going to hit Esau right now. You have something to possible about?
Yeah. In the same story, they speak about the possibilities of the chip, possible uses in the future. But consider the possibilities. People could unlock their homes or cars. You hear that? People could unlock their homes or cars, gain access to a building, pass through an airport, and even unlock their laptops without using a phone or watch. A PIN code could be used to activate the chip or to deactivate it to maintain privacy. They are easy to install. They are easy to install and remove, and because they are implanted under the skin, they are unobtrusive. The chips, which could be the size of a thumbnail, could be injected into an arm or hand. If children were chipped, teachers could take attendance in the classroom. Lipov said that GPS would not work because skin would block the signal, although new near-field communication chips like those in current smartphones could work because of their low power requirement. However, no one has yet tried to implant NFC chips. People could track cars and read data without needing to scan license plates. At a hospital, administrators could locate a doctor without having to rely on a pager. And if you walked into a donut shop, the owner could read your taste preferences, glazed or not glazed, without needing a loyalty card.
I'm going to show you something real quick. Bring the mic up. Here's the national debt. There it is, right there. U.S. national debt, 19 trillion, 262 billion. You see how fast some numbers are moving? Yeah. In a couple of more months, it'll be 20 trillion.
Yep. And the gross domestic product is less than that.
That's right. That's right. Okay?
That's that scripture where it speaks about laden himself with thick clay. When you look up that word thick clay in the Hebrew,
Yep.
the word there is ibatyat, which means debt.
Matter of fact, go to it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Matter of fact, while the apostle's getting that, I got something real quick. This is in book of Proverbs. This is the book of Proverbs 22, and I believe it's the 6th verse, 7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Why? Because eventually, when you can't pay your debts, what happened? You ended up becoming the commodity, the slave. And these devils know that. When you go back to the time of Egypt, that's what happened with the Egyptians when Joseph was set up. You know, they would buy, the corn with the money they had. When they ran out of the corn, when they ran out of the money, they started selling their animals and different things that they had. When they ran out of that, they gave up their land. And then after that, what? They gave themselves up to be servants.
That's how Egypt became Kemet, as these niggas say it, became great. All right? But it was Joseph, the great Joseph, that interpreted the dreams that the Pharaoh at that time knew what to do.
Yeah, here's the scripture here. The book of Habakkuk, which Habakkuk was a prophet, the 2nd chapter, the 6th verse. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him? The him is Esau. And this is when he goes down, when he's brought down by the nuclear missiles and Yahushua and the chariots. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. Like case in point, America. All right? America was not his. Okay? Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long unto him that ladeth himself with thick clay? And when you look up that word thick clay, the word there is ibatyat in the Hebrew, which means debt. All right? I'm looking at it now. It says weight of pledges, heavy debts. Now, I would say that $19 trillion, that's a heavy debt. All right?
Especially when the money that they make you know, the GDP, gross domestic product, is less than the debt.
Yeah.
So pretty much America is living outside of their means.
Yeah, it's a welfare case. Also, they break it down on that same chart that Elder Apostle Tower showed you. They broke it down per family and per person, how much they owe towards that debt. Now, the question you got to ask yourself is, who's the debt owed to?
Right.
Well, you just read the scripture. The borrower is servant to the lender.
Yeah,
When you
because
do, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. The people that own the Federal Reserve, which is where the money's be owed to, is but I believe it's about 100 families, 100 international banking families that own the Federal Reserve. That's who the money's owed to, beginning with the Rothschilds, Rockefeller, so on and so forth.
And they owe, and really they own the people through different contracts, the birth certificate. That's another thing. Who owns your birth certificate? You know, your birth certificate